In this tutorial, we're going to try out RainFi's magic swap and hopefully we make some profit. This is lower on the degen scale, but it's still a little bit degen. So here we are at Rain.Fi. We'll go ahead and we'll connect our Solflare wallet. We're all connected here. And now let's go to magic swap. Now this is going to talk us through it. So we're just going to go through it just step by step. This is where we can understand everything. You can buy tokens by only paying a small portion of the upfront cost. The remaining amount can be borrowed, which is similar to long buying with leverage, except that you won't be liquidated when the value of your collateral goes below a certain threshold. You will only lose your down payment investment if you don't repay on time the loan. You have to repay the borrowed amount at a later time in order to get full ownership on investment. So as an example, we put in $20 US. We then borrow USDC here, and that buys 0.58 Sol. Someone was willing to actually lend us this. They then get some interest back, and if I were to default, they would get the Solana back instead of the USDC. So if the Solana value went down, we may not repay the USDC, in which case the person actually lending the USDC, they're going to have Sol, which is worth less. But of course, they would have conviction with Sol, otherwise they wouldn't provide liquidity for Sol. If the price of Sol went up though, let's say it goes up 10 or 20%, then we can take the Sol, we can swap it for USDC, we can repay this with the interest, and we can claim back this. I'll show you how to do it, and then I'll tell you why this is potentially a better system than leverage trading. So let's go to next. So repay to get the Sol bought back. So we would repay this $80 plus interest, and then we get to unlock and keep this amount of Sol. The amount you borrowed will accumulate interest at a variable rate on a daily basis depending on the lender's conditions. You have the flexibility to choose when to repay the borrowed amount and in a later update to sell your position. Don't forget to repay the borrowed amount to not lose your down payment and get the full amount bought back. So we'll agree here and continue, and let's go have a look. So as an example, I've got $95. We'll just do with like $50. If we go with $50, we could go and get this amount. However, I do not like the idea of 1 day. 1 day is just way too short. The leverage amount is quite juicy, but 1 day I just don't dig it. 5 days might be a little bit better, but I would prefer to go with something maybe a little longer as well, like this one here. So you can see here the leverage is lower, it's 10x, so it's still decent. And if we keep this open for the entirety of the 6 days, we'll be paying $12 in interest. I'm going to tick this and I'll click Magic Swap. I'm going to do this one here and approve. And there's a little bit of a Sol charge here as well. We'll approve that. I imagine we get that back after, but we'll have to check later. While this transaction is going through, remember we do get droplets when we engage with RainFi. These droplets up here will accumulate and potentially they'll be worth a token in the future. So transaction did not confirm. So we'll try this again. $50 magic swap, reject. Try this again, reject. Okay, I'm going to bring this leverage down just a little bit. Magic swap. We'll jump up into here. We'll have a look at our settings. Priority fees, we're going to turn them on, and we're just going to go with turbo, save changes, and let's see if this makes a difference. If so, this is just the nature of the blockchain. We'll go again to approximately 10, magic swap, reject. Okay, so a transaction actually did go through. So if we jump into here, we go to our dashboard, we can see we've got a loan here. Let's click on debts. And we can see all the details nice and easy. We've got 6 days here. Currently, if we were to repay it, we'd be losing $10. Now, if Solana goes up in value in the next day, we could go and cash that out. We could go to action, we could instant sell, and we could go and cash that out for a profit. However, I'm going to watch this and I'm going to have a part 2 of paying back with RainFi. But in the meantime, let's do a really small one with $5 and I'll show you a different token and we'll basically repay it straight away. Let's say we thought a meme coin such as Bonk, which we can see down here, or maybe WIF, that was going to go up. So we'll go with WIF. Now these can sometimes have really decent leverage if the person's bullish on it. Now I don't want to go with a really high APR like this because the amount we'll be paying in interest and also a loan origination fee would be too high. So I'd want to go with something smaller, and I'm going to look for something quite small because I'm just wanting to show you. Something like this one's quite easy. We can't have as much leverage. Our leverage is 4x, but that's okay. And looks like the 10 USDC is a minimum. So we'll go with $10. That still gives us almost 10x leverage, and we'll magic swap this and we'll approve. So that's gone through. We'll go and close that. And now I'm going to show you how we can actually close it. So we'll pretend that WIF is now in profit and we'll go and close it. So we'll come up here, we'll go to our dashboard, go to our debts, and this is dog with hat. We can click on this button here and instant sell. Now RainFi is holding this amount of WIF. Of course, it's not going to be in our actual wallet. It will instant sell this for $105 because WIF hasn't gone up in the last 1 minute. We would be at a loss. It's just a tutorial, so that's completely fine with me. We're losing a small amount, but of course we have this for 2 days and I would like ideally 7 days. I then need to set some sort of reminder or something to ping me when the price goes to a level that I'm happy with, so I know to come back in here and to actually instant sell it and repay back the USDC. On this occasion, we'll just instant sell it. Of course, we could extend it if we wanted to, and if we extend it, we can only extend it for the amount of time that we actually have it for. It stays with the same lender by the looks of things. We do have the other option, of course, of repaying. So if we want to repay, we can repay the USDC, and that way we'll just collect the WIF. And also we can add this to calendar. Make sure you are in fact adding this to your calendar. But let's just go and instant sell at a loss so you can see what to do. You can see we've got some of our SOL back, but not all of it. So there was some SOL absorbed in the transaction. Approve, and that is all done. Now let me show you the alternative. Let's say you go to drift.trade. You could also use Zeta Markets or flash.trade or Jupiter Perpetuals or whatever one you wanted. Let's say we wanted to put on a long. So right now, SOL's like 170. Maybe people think it's going to go to 200 within the week. Let's say we want to put on a long here. We're going to go with the market price. So the market price right now is like $173. We can leverage up to basically a 6x. And then if all of a sudden we want to leave this open, we could have a stop loss and stuff, which is in another video, but we could be liquidated if the price fell to $154.86. So let's say it goes up to 180 and then it just quickly has a little flash crash and it goes down to $150. And then all of a sudden there's a big bid, comes up, pulls it all the way up, goes to 190 and then 195 and then 200. We would have been liquidated with drift. But over with RainFi, we wouldn't be, because we've got a term that's going to last 6 days. So even if the price of SOL went to $50 tomorrow, it's a risk between you and the lender. And then if the price bounces on up to 200, if you wanted, you could instant sell, repay it, and you can make profit. So that's RainFi and Magic Swap routes via Jupiter, so it gives you the best rates. And of course, this is more intermediate in terms of skill level. Give it a go if you're interested. It's better than leverage trading for a newbie, but the fees are higher. Also, final reminder, you will accumulate some droplets, and these droplets will likely convert to a token in the future. That's all for this tutorial. Catch you in the next one.